Hey, all right, we got a good video for you today. I'm going to have some really good macro advice for you today, some things you really need to think about over the next couple months that I'm honestly super excited, and I know they're going to make you a ton of money. And it's stuff that I spent a lot of time thinking about today. I will say this, I don't have all the answers, but I know where I'm looking. Um, and so I'll probably have some, a little bit more information on this, but we're going to talk about some things happening right now that you look at in the news and you're like, oh my gosh, there's gloom and doom in the news. But what do we say in this video? We quote, um, a few things. Baron von Rothschild, nice guy, says the best time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. But Warren Buffett says, be greedy when people are fearful and fearful when people are greedy. So what we're really looking for is an opportunity to find a place in the market where we know, kind of have a good sense of what the runway is going to be. And we want to take advantage of people's fear. Now, it sounds crazy to say this, and it sounds kind of cold-hearted, but ridiculously, somebody's going to lose money, and I'd rather it not be me. So the thing you got to know also is that it's a zero-sum game. However, whatever money's lost on one side is gained on another. So we want to take advantage of putting ourselves in a position where we're actually going to gain from things that are going to happen. So we're going to talk about some macro trends, some things that are in the media, and some things that, some national figures are trying to honestly brace the public for, because they don't want everybody just to be like rolling into 20, let's be honest, rolling into 2022 and blaming Biden after the legislative session is done. And then you roll into a lame duck year where nobody's going to pass any bills because they're running for office in November and they don't want to have any bad bills so that their competitors have fodder that can run them out of office. And if you remember from civics class, the U.S. representatives are elected every 2 years. So basically, they have 1 year to put legislation in, and then basically by the time Thanksgiving hits, it's a year of campaigning, and so not a whole lot gets done. So, all right, so I'll walk through a few things that I saw today, and we'll just kind of interpret it, but also at the same time give you an idea of where you want to be thinking as you move forward, because there's going to be money to be made. And then we're going to get into some stocks that I looked at as well. So, all right, so first of all, we're talking about an energy crisis. So specifically, if you've been paying attention to the cost of oil, so we'll just put crude oil prices. I'll just put price. And then we're going to take a look at a chart. Oop, hold on one sec. That was, all right. So crude oil prices today. Let's see if we can get a chart here. Nope, let's do this. Let's do crude oil price chart. All right, so we'll go oilprice.com. That sounds like a good website. I would imagine if you're looking for crude oil price, that would be one. Let's take a look here. Those are the day's prices. We'll go West Texas crude. We'll see if there's a chart in here. All right, let's close that off. Hopefully there's a chart. Okay, there's not a chart. What is going on here? So let's do... All right, so let's take a look here. We'll go the last year. Let's do 5 years, 10 years, blah, blah, blah. Let's do 5 years. And you can basically see, we'll just start from May. It was at 67. Remember back when it was negative, it was basically negative. This was last year. It says 20 bucks, but it actually went negative. But it's moving up, and it's going to continue to move up, mainly because Biden shut down that pipeline, and he basically got rid of a whole bunch of oil leases, and he's shutting down supply. And what happens is, if you remember econ, if you shut down supply, the price goes up regardless of demand. And if demand goes up and supply goes down, then you're going to see a price shock. And that's what I'm anticipating going forward. So, all right, that is one of my law school exams. So part of the reason why you don't see me a whole lot, but at the same time, it's what we're doing with the money. So all the money that we're investing and making, that is what the purpose is. So again, whatever you have a plan for, it could be a boat, a house, paying off debt, a trip, whatever you want to do, this is what we're doing it for. And for me, it's law school. So a lot of fun. Anyway, Goldman Sachs says don't rule out an energy crisis. What's happening is you're seeing price spikes right now, and it's August, September, October. When you get in the winter months and everybody's using natural gas, there's been a big pinch on natural gas drilling and production and things like that. When that happens, you're going to see a big, big price. And I don't even know if it's going to be a rough winter. Um, so you want to put yourself in a position to get ahead of the curve there. So with that in mind, take a look at, all right, we'll take a look at, we've got to put our stock chart. Where is, so we're going to go to the main screen here and we'll take a look at oil. Oil's up 219. That's beautiful, but I think we're going to see a bigger jump on that. So I want to take advantage of getting in early before the price jumps in. I think easily we could double this return probably in the next 4 months. So with that being said, that's one thing you want to think about. Number two, let's see what this article was. All right, so we're talking about here, they're talking about supply chain, the supply chain issue that's going on. So we see right here, no doubt you've heard how the world supply chain is being stressed like never before. And see if we can find a good picture here. So we'll just put, let's see, supply chips, LA, let's see, let's put Los Angeles, and we'll put Long Beach because that's really where the Port of Los Angeles is. We'll see if we can get an image here, but it's kind of crazy. I mean, they're literally so backed up. Let's see if we can get, yeah. So there's basically, you can see all these different, let's go into here and we'll see if we can find a good picture of this. Yeah, there's so many supply chips that are just literally sitting off here. They're moored, and off to the left here is the Long Beach Harbor. That's kind of Seal Beach and the mountains in California. San Diego's way down here. But anyway, they're sitting out here, and they literally just can't even get into the port because there's not enough workers. I mean, they had a worker supply issue with the union for the longshoremen there, but also with the government mandate on vaccines. They're having people that are quitting, not showing up. And there's just, these things are literally just sitting here and not getting there. So much so that the state of Florida basically said, hey, come to our ports. We'll get your stuff, on board and basically to your people. But the problem is they're going to have to go through Panama to get there. So it's not really the easiest fix in the world, but I think it was a message for future ships coming out of it. So with that in mind, they came out basically and said, we'll just put Biden, let's see, we'll just say crisis, Christmas, and we'll see on, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, let's take a look here. So this will be a good one here, hopefully. White House scrambles to address looming Christmas crisis. And basically, it's a matter of basically getting things on store shelves so people can buy them. So even if you have Amazon, that's really not going to help you because there won't be anything in the warehouse to get. So yeah, Biden official explains why your Christmas might be ruined. So with that in mind, really what it's about is a shipping crisis. So we'll go back here. It's a lot easier than text. So with that in mind, you want to take advantage if it's in a short-term thing. Look at things like FedEx or, I'm not really an Amazon person. I don't want to support Jeff Bezos, but we look at toy stores, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But you want to take advantage of people where you're going to see prices go up on products and how it passes on to the stock price. So specifically, one of the ones that we looked at here was Children's Place, one that I've been looking at buying for a while. It's consistently gone up. I mean, really, it hasn't dropped at all, but it's gone from $105 in August down to about $82. So it's one I'm contemplating buying, kind of in a matter of looking to take advantage of that. So, all right. So with that in mind, some individual stocks that I looked at recently. Number one, I just wanted to take a look at some stocks that just based on near current movement, we'll take a look at. So we looked at Children's Place, which we talked about, which, I didn't even update this. This was from, I reset this each day. So, but Children's Place basically, was one you can't look at the numbers here because I just adjusted it to get it set for tomorrow. But basically, the higher it up in the order, the worse it did for the last 2 days. So Children's Place was up there. Texas Hospitality was up there. Valeris, SSL, and basically oil companies, and then that toy store. So on top of that, we're looking for one day. We have Red Rock Resorts, which I looked at for a little bit. So with that in mind, we'll take a look at some of those stocks specifically. Southerly Hotels. So in, basically pre-COVID, it was up at about $7. It's gone up and down, relatively volatile. Basically got to a high of about 443, a low recently at least. I'm not going to look at the one before it, about $2. It's sitting about 246. I have a limit buy, which we talked about before, at 210. So if it gets down to 210, I think it's a good buy. And if it gets up to even this amount, we double our money. So something to look at there. Red Rock Resorts, something that I bought early on in there. But if you look, this is pre-COVID at 26 bucks. Man, this has been sitting here at 56. I wish I kept it a long time ago. But again, I've had some good stocks that I bought, so no harm done with that. But specifically, this is a great one. I stayed at there. It was the first time in Vegas I stayed there, and it's a great one. Great place to stay at. So with that in mind, since August, mid-August, the last 2 months, it's gone from 40 bucks to 56 bucks. Now, I'm not going to buy it on the way up, but if we see it make a move down, let's say it goes down to 50 bucks or below, I might consider buying it because it really is not volatile to the downside at all. So that's kind of what we're looking at right here. So specifically, we'll look at some big picture about where we're at overall. We got down to 116 a while back ago as far as the value of the holdings, but we're looking pretty good right now. Let's get to where we were at before. We're sitting at about 162, 163-ish. Gain of about 385. A lot more in the black than we did before. AINC is in the black. I may trim, let's put this in yellow. I may trim some of this and just, free up some money to buy some other things based on the advice that I gave you today. Carnival Cruise Line is in the black barely, so we'll take a look. I'm just going to put yellow stuff in the black of stuff I might consider trimming or just invest more money in other areas. DraftKings, I'm not touching. Those gaming stocks, I think, those betting stocks are going to be huge. And let's see. RDI, which is the movie theater company, maybe we'll take a look at that, maybe not. But beyond that, overall, we're doing pretty good. I do anticipate this number getting up to about 180 probably in the next month or so, but we want to take advantage of the trends that we saw today. So with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm one of the rare people on YouTube who's not trying to get 8 million followers. I'm not trying to sell you gold, which I think would be funny. I'm not trying to sell you, a new chair or nutrition bars or anything like that. I do this, honestly, because I want to help you guys. I have a busy life. I spend a ridiculous amount of time studying. I have barely any free time, and I'm making sure that I do this for you today because mainly my house is quiet. But I want to make you guys money. So specifically, if you have any questions, have any feedback, you think this sucks, put a comment in there. If you think it's great, let me know. I was like, that definitely encourages me and makes me want to do it more. But if there's any individual stocks, micro trends or macro trends you have questions on, let me know, man. This is funny. This is fun. But this is paying for my law school, but I want to get it up to about 200 to 250 if I can get it. Specifically where I think I'm going to get when all things are said and done is going to be somewhere around 280-ish. So kind of we're shooting for that, and we'll see what happens. But big trends, obviously you want to take advantage of the shipping thing coming up with Christmas. Heating oil coming up is going to be a massive thing right there. And one stock that I didn't look at before is HOFV, which is a Hall of Fame Resorts. We want to take advantage of anything betting and football stock related because I think it's going to be huge as time goes by. So with that being said, see you guys later. To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website. It gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.